ìkéde ìwá láti iléeṣẹ́ ìròyìn àṣà àtìrìnàjò afẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Hello everybody, good morning, happy new year, compliments of the season. I am really excited to be here this morning, and I also I'm here wishing you the most productive year, the most blissful experiences this year. Also wishing you that you will have the strength to pursue those big ideas, those businesses you've always wanted to do. This is the year you have an opportunity to kind of refresh, restart, reset. You can just start all over again, and it's going to be a beautiful year for us all. So my name is Relasso Dukong, and this is Business and Life series. I'm sure you've been enjoying Business and Life series that we've been bringing your way. We are transmitting live from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture, Tourism in Agodi, Ibadan. And this is Aloore Radio. You can follow Aloore Radio on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Aloore Radio. Also on YouTube, you can find us at Aloore Radio. The website is also www.aloreradio.com. You can also find the mobile app on the Play Store. This is going to be a very interesting session, and what I'm talking about today is something really interesting. I think for anybody that has an idea, anybody that has a business, anybody that has a plan to start up something this year, this is going to be really interesting. At this point in time, I just wish this was a classroom session where I have my board, my marker, and I have students, just seated, and then we're having an interactive session. But you're going to have fun. You're not just going to have fun, you're also going to learn. What we're going to be talking about has the capacity and the potency to transform the way you start businesses, the way you go about executing an idea or a business venture. So what are we talking about? What we're talking about today is business model canvas. Yeah, business model canvas. What is a business model canvas? Before we go into what a business model canvas is, I would like to just probably take a few steps back and see what happens in the world of business. You have an idea and you want to start something. You want to build the biggest, probably, fashion empire in Oyo State. You want to build the largest farm in Oyo State. Whatever idea you have, probably you've been thinking about that idea since maybe 2020, 2021, and 2022 you tried to start, and then you're speaking with a few people and they told you, okay, you know what, let us have a business plan. And then you probably got introduced to some potential business sponsors or investors and say, okay, you know what, let me have a business plan, let us have a business plan, submit it to our office or submit it via email and all of that. And then you decided that, okay, you're all pumped up with energy and enthusiasm. I want to, we have this business plan, we're going to get this business plan and get everything sorted. And then you went to start working on the business plan and you discovered that you do not have the skills or ability to put together a business plan because of the volume of work that needs to be done. The document is also voluminous, depending on the kind of business you want to do. And you decided that, okay, you know what, if I can't do it, I can always contract it, right? If you can't do something, you can always subcontract it, right? Give it out to people, or let me just speak with a professional. This professional should come and just get this thing done. And then you got to speak with a professional, and then the cheapest professional you met so far was telling you, maybe I'll do this for 200,000 naira, or I will do this for 500,000 naira. In fact, some professionals go as far as taking a certain percentage of the overall business funding. So if you're probably trying to pitch this business and maybe what it will cost to start this business is probably 400 million naira, they tell that, okay, you know what, we're going to take probably 15% or 10%, and you're like, why should I give you, if I'm giving you 10% of 400 million naira, that's 40 million naira, and I say yes, I say 40 million naira just for a piece of paper. And the professional said, okay, you know what, you can go and do it by yourself. You're like, small play, and you're bringing all this kind of gun to this play, and you're wondering, okay, so I cannot pay a professional to do it, because even when you give it to a professional, it's not just one person that gets to work on a business plan. You have a team of people, because the business plan comprises of different segments. You have the general executive summary that gives you a summary of the entire business, and then you start moving into the details of the business. You also have where you have your lawyers work on it, give you certain agreements that will be drafted, terms of engagement, terms of contracts. They are in your business plan. You have your accounting segment where your numbers have to be right, your projection, how much you intend to make, how you intend to deploy whatever capital is coming, and all of those things. That's an entire segment on its own. So you are going to need an accountant or a finance person to work on that part. So at the end of the day, you discover that, and then if you have some other moving parts of your business plan, you need somebody who is an expert in operations, because you want to also prove to your investors that, hey, see, this money that you're giving us, we are not just going to use it to buy new cars. I was speaking with somebody last year. It was a very interesting thing that happened. There's this young entrepreneur in Benue State who needed some form of investment for his business, and I think he got the investment without a business plan, because based on introductions and trust and all of those things. Large farmland in Benue State. He was given 100 million naira. Like, they gave him 100 million naira to expand the farm, and all of those things. Guess what this gentleman did? He took 25 million naira to buy an SUV. 25 million naira out of the 100 million naira. And 7 months later, I started reaching out to the investor that, please, he needs bailout, his stock, and all of those things. And the investors were like, are you kidding me? We gave you 100 million naira, you used 25 million naira to go and buy an SUV. Is the farm going to need the SUV and all of that? So these are the things business plan helps you to sort out. So you get an operations personnel. The operations personnel will now, based on their experience and years of expertise across different sectors, will now be able to outline how that capital will be deployed. So okay, we're going to get this, it's going to cost this is going to be our process with regards to disbursement, this is going to be our process with regards to payment of vendors and all of those things. They get to do all of those things now. So you see, already we have just on this business plan, we've started talking about an operations expert that's going to give you his input. We have an accountant who's going to do your numbers for you, and we have a lawyer who's going to do different kinds of drafting of agreements and all of those things. And there are a lot of other things. Sometimes you may need to even pay a researcher, market researcher. There are people who are market experts who who are able to give you accurate data on how on the trend of probably your commodity or your product or your idea, even if it's a novel idea that has not really been executed in Oyo State. There are people that have the experience of doing market research. You may not be able to do it by yourself because you do not have the experience of boots on the ground, how to carry out those kinds of research. So you're having like 4-5 people with different expertise on that business plan. Now you understand why your business plan is going to be very expensive. And it takes days. You can't just wake up in one day and say, okay, this is 10:14. I'll do this business plan by 6 p.m. I'm done with this business plan. Some business plan run into 80 pages. Those 80 pages run into probably take like weeks. Some people, their business plan takes them 3 months, 6 months, because research and everything has to go into it. But you're now wondering. You spoke with these people and then you discover that you are not able to foot the bills of a business plan. You're not even able to come to an agreement because some of them have probably worked for people for free and had gentleman agreement and they have been played. So they just feel, you know what, we're not going to do that. So what will you do with this idea that you have? You cannot put together a business plan. It's going to take you some time to learn how to do a business plan. Now you've spoken with professionals and they are charging you an arm and a leg just to develop a business plan. So what will you do? Does that mean your idea will not take off? You're in the new year. This is January. And does that mean you shouldn't do your business? Does that mean you shouldn't speak to investors? Does that mean you shouldn't speak to users? Does that mean your business will not see the light of day because you cannot do a business plan? And that is where the business model canvas comes in. But before we talk about the business model canvas, I think we should take a break to let this all sink in. See you later.
Cause no one knows tomorrow. You know you know tomorrow, my brother. Tomorrow be there make you know there. So better use your head, oh. I beg you no go lose God to my brother. I said it, like me, I said it, oh, I said it, like me, I said it, I said it.
All right. We're back. Remember, this is Aloore Radio. And I hope you're having a good time. Today is Tuesday. We've started counting down the year. I hope you know. So if you had that New Year resolution or had that plan, I hope you've started finding means of executing. So yes, we're talking about a business model canvas. We're talking about the fact that many people are not able to afford a business plan because it's too expensive. It takes a lot of time and it's a little bit complicated. But that should not stop you from executing your business. It shouldn't stop you from starting a business venture, right? And so we said that, okay, if you cannot do a business plan because you probably cannot afford it, or you do not have the skill, or you don't even have the time, or your business idea is probably very fuzzy. You have some ideas that they're just rough sketches in your mind. Just think of, they're scattered all over your mind, and then you're just wondering, okay, but shouldn't I be able to start something? That's where the business model canvas comes in. So what is a business model canvas? A business model canvas in its simplest form is just a one-pager that gives a summary of your entire business and its operation. Yes, someone will be wondering, how can you tell me a one-page document will give me a big summary about my business? Do you know the kind of business I want to build? I want to build the biggest car manufacturing plant in Oyo State. Can that be summarized in one page? Yes, it can be summarized in one page. Are you serious? Yes, I am serious. Very, very serious. In fact, more serious than you can imagine. Somebody would just be wondering, are you sure? I want to build the largest fresh food distributing company in Oyo State. Can the business model canvas cater to that? Oh yes, absolutely. It can cater to that. Just a one-pager document. And the very interesting thing about that, if you're able to get your business model canvas all filled out, it gives you a clear idea. It gives you a clue into what to do, how to do, and even your first steps and your next steps. It's very, very interesting, how that one-page document can change a lot of things, and when you have that, it gives you an idea. If you're speaking with an investor, you are now able to answer certain questions. It may not be able to go in depth, give you all the accounting projections of profits and losses, but you are able to even have an idea, a summary of your finances, your expected expenditure in different aspects of your business. So this business model canvas, that I say, is a one-pager. It has 9 compartments on it. It has 9 compartments of it. Now, this is the part that gets interesting, where I said I wish, this were a classroom session where I have a board and I'm just writing. I'm saying, students, do you understand me? But you know what? You can get a notebook and a pen to take some of these things down, and you can also, just visit Google and just check out various business model canvas templates. There are a lot now that have been modified. Some other companies have gotten theirs and they've remodified it, to suit them and all of that. But hey, it's still a model canvas. It's still a one-pager. It's still a document that gives a summary. So these 9 compartments, what do they entail? So you have the compartment that talks about customer segments. You have a compartment that talks about customer relationships. You have a segment that talks about channels. You have a segment that talks about revenue streams. You have a segment that talks about value propositions. You have a segment that talks about key activities. You have a segment that talks about key partners. You have a segment that talks about key resources, and you have a segment that talks about cost structures. Now, the very interesting thing with a business model canvas is that there are ways by which you fill it out. If you have it on the paper, if you have it on that document, there are ways you fill it out. You don't just start writing it from any random space. You pick it out from a particular place. You start filling out from a particular place. And I'm going to take out time to, discuss and explain some of these segments to you, and just walk you through how to fill out those things. And I hope that it will be really helpful for you. Really, really interesting and really, really powerful document. So the first there we have the first compartment that I feel you should fill out are basically your customer segments. Then you go to your customer relationships. What do you want to build? We can start from there. Even before you start filling it out, what do you want to build? You need to ask yourself, okay, so what is this idea that I have? So what random idea can we use now? Let me see. We could use, okay, say I want to build the largest, I want to build a car plant, a car manufacturing plant in Oyo State. That's what I want to build. Right? That's our sample business for today. So what do you want to build? What is that business idea that has been hitting you and making you lose sleep? You go to bed and you wake up, you're dreaming about it. You know, you wake up in the morning and like, oh, it was just a dream. But I need to do this business. I need to do this business. So what's that business? Have you been able to clearly articulate what it is and what it's supposed to do? So you now look at it. Who are the people you intend to serve? That's your customer segment, right? Your customer segment. These people, who are they? Who are they? So for our sample business, our model business here, it's a car manufacturing plant we want to build out in Oyo State. Who are the people we intend to serve with that car? It means that the end product is that we're going to be producing what? We're going to be producing cars, right? We're going to be producing what? We're also going to be producing car parts, right? And hopefully we may be even offering services, right? Services, either remodeling those cars or fixing bad parts, accidented products of our own company. We're able to help people fix it, refurbish it, and and get it all fixed. So who are the kind of people we want to serve? When you're doing business, you also need to know the kind of people you want to serve. So that's what customer segment is basically talking about. Who are these people we want to serve? Do we want to serve the cab riders? Because the people you want to serve determine to a large extent the kind of products you're giving out. So if we want to serve or service cab riders, like the people who ride Micra, we are not going to be talking about manufacturing SUVs, because SUVs are usually luxury cars, right? If we want to service people in the transport space, it means we're going to be doing more of buses, smaller buses, luxurious buses for different kind of people, school buses, work buses for workspace, So what are the people we want to serve? You need to know. So who are the people we want to serve? Do we want to serve the middle class people? If we want to serve the middle class people, it also affects the kind of cars we want to build, right? So once that the middle class people, you may not be able to do low end cars, and you cannot do so high end luxury cars, right? So you can do just moderate SUVs, good salon cars, and all of those things, right? So I hope you're following me and you're seeing how your customer segment affects the kind of product, or the kind of product you want to have affects the kind of people you want to reach. Do you understand? Very, very, very important. Very, 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 very important to do that. So I haven't talked about your customer segment. Let's say you have addressed that issue. Say, okay, we want to do cars. Or say, okay, we've walked around Oyo State, the city of Ibadan, one of the largest cities in West Africa, and there are a lot of young people who are just climbing up the ladder socially, and they want to get cars, but they cannot afford the cars we have. So it means our target will probably the middle class people and all of those people. So okay, these are the kind of people we are now targeting. So it means that the kind of cars we'll be doing will be salon cars and just affordable SUVs, not like the high-end luxury. And then maybe occasionally we'll do a luxury brand, just for people who really like our brand. So these are the kind of people we want to service. So who are the people we want to service? We want to service young people, middle class people, probably young people moving into the technology space that are just getting their first jobs, maybe getting their second job, or they're transiting careers, maybe people that have been working with the government for a while and they've worked for like 5-10 years, and now they're comfortable, they probably have their own houses, and now they want to own their own cars, and some of them want to get brand new cars, so these are the kind of people you're servicing, right? So that's how you talk about your customer segment. So I haven't talked about your customer segment. You also need to talk about your customer relationships. So we know the people we want to keep, we want to serve. We know the audience we want to serve. So how do we relate with them? Your primary customer relationship, how will you communicate with them, how will you interact with them? You need to know, where are these people? So if we want to do cars for very, very elderly people, we want to do cars for retirees, where do those people really stay? Online, offline, where do they stay? What are the things that take their time? Where will you meet those kind of people normally? You definitely will not be meeting them on Twitter. You won't be meeting most of them on LinkedIn. You can't even meet a lot of them. You won't meet them on Instagram. At best, Facebook. That's for some of them that even still use Facebook. At best, you meet them on Facebook. But there are other places you can meet them, right? Some of them will have their own associations, right? Some of them attend a lot of events, because their friends are either celebrating 70th birthday, 77th birthday, or they are attending wedding events of their children. Where will you meet them? They watch the news a lot. Not like the young people who just spend a lot of time on YouTube. They watch the news a lot. So if you want to meet them, what will you do? It means you have to be planning to do advertisement on their favorite channels, their TV channels, their radio channels. These are the kind of people you want to meet. This is where they are. Now, on the other hand, if you want to meet young people, if your audience are young people, your customer segment are filled up with young people, probably younger millennials, baby boomers are older people, younger millennials, Gen Z, and the Gen Alpha. I can tell you for sure. You just go on Twitter, you have a ready audience there. You go on Instagram, my God, they literally camp there. You just go on LinkedIn. Just go on TikTok. Yeah, just go on TikTok. They are literally everywhere. That's where a lot of them stay. So you now know, okay, this is where these people are, and this is where we can meet them. Now, knowing where they are is one thing. Also cultivating how to connect with them, because you can know where they are, but if you're not connecting with them, you will lose them, or you will not be able to get your products across to them. So you need to figure out, okay, so these people, this is how we're going to, when you visit some websites, you notice they'll tell you, there are certain companies will tell you that join this newsletter, join our community, to get updates from us, and then you put in your email, and then you put join or send me newsletter. So from time to time, they send you emails. They're, hey, hi John, hi Sikira. We are doing. We just wanted to keep in touch with you. So we're not doing a new bonanza. Buy 2 cars get 1 car free. Or buy engine oil get tire free. And you're able to keep in touch with this person. This I should buy engine oil, I'll get 1 tire free. Let me go and buy 2 engine oils, so I'll get 2 tires free. And then you're not able to keep in touch with them. You're able to tell them that, now we're not just doing cars alone. Now we notice that people love power bikes. There's this bikers association. So now, just watch out. In the next 3 months, we're going to be rolling out our power bike series. Pre-order, sign in or sign up to pre-order, and then you get a power bike once it's ready. Now you're able to keep that relationship with them. Some people, they do email marketing, newsletters. Some people, they keep up with their clients through probably news channels, advertisements, and all of those things. Some people do content creation. They use content to just keep the people in the loop. If you notice, if you watch comedians that we have, especially in this part of the world, in this country, you notice when you're watching their skits these days, you'll be seeing subtle advertisement for companies, right, or businesses or products. Now these businesses know that their audiences, their users, their customers, their clients are online, and they follow these kinds of celebrities, they follow these content creators. So they decide to keep top of mind with these people, to be able to keep themselves just in the market, floating in the minds of people. And they partner up with these people, they do those skits, and they bring in the business. If they are bringing in a new model of business, they those content creators now use that avenue to talk about those things, and then users quickly rush to go and get them. Very, very important. So that's your customer relationships. Where are your clients, and how do you intend to relate with them? Now, having said that, you have to also look at customer channels. We said you have your customer segments. We've sorted out our customer segments. We talked about our customer relationships, where they are and how we intend to relate with them. Now, channels. That channel is somewhat similar to the relationships, but basically the channel is talking about, okay, how do we give these people our products or services? How do we reach them with our product or services? So we're talking about our car manufacturing plant, which is going to be the biggest in Africa, from Oyo State, from Ibadan. Now, how do we deliver these things? Are these people going to be coming to our plants to check the cars? Do you understand? That's a channel. Will they be coming to our plant to check the cars? Are we going to be carrying the cars to them? How do we get these cars across to them? If a client buys a car from us, and they want to service the car, and they want only our company to service that car because we manufacture that car, how do we do it? Are we sending somebody to go there? Are we sending a representative to go there and check the car and service it? Or are we going to tell them to bring the car to us? Or are we going to create outlets across the state, across the nation, where our manufactured cars will be there, like showroom, and people go there, they see the car, say, okay, this is the kind of car I want. Okay, I'll place an order. It is very important to also discuss that. We write out those channels. So for us now, for our car manufacturing company, how do we do it? We'll do delivery, online scheduling, and then we do delivery. We deliver the cars to them, and then we also have showrooms across the state where people can go and see the model of vehicles, and they can now place an order, and the order will be delivered to them. Also, we're now going to also have our website and our social media handles, where we'll make content on each of our vehicles, and we'll use not just the content on those vehicles. We're also going to create content on the importance or the special features that some of those vehicles have. You understand? So those are channels of delivery. And then we're going to say, okay, if people have issues with maybe any mechanical issue and they need either the car to be checked or to be serviced, what we're going to do is we're going to send our reps there. You book for a rep, and a rep will be sent to check your car and get it all sorted out. So these are the ways you look at your channels. Then you will go to value proposition. Remember, for value proposition, you're not the only person doing cars. I mean, we have a lot of car manufacturing companies. We have in Nigeria, we have Innocent Vehicles in the East, and they're doing a great job building cars. There's also Nord Automobile in Lagos. They're also building and assembling cars. In fact, what he does in Nord is he does trucks, these big trucks like Hilux and Tundra, those kind of big trucks. But he's on his Nord. I know off the top of our heads, we know regular vehicles. We know Honda, we know Toyota, we know Mercedes, we know the Range Rover family, we know just we have Nissan. Just list them. So you're not the only person that is making vehicles. Why should they buy from you? That is what they call value proposition. I will continue on this value proposition when we come back from this break. We just want you to take out some time to suck this thing all in. And when we come back, we'll pick up from value proposition. Have a great day.
Anybody where won't fight you, may they come, they already know. I'll be right beside you, like the wall of Jericho. They don't know what's going on. Monagiso, my baby boo. I'll be a soldier for you. I'm getting better in Kung Fu. You should know I got you, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you ever need saving, I will be running to you, running to you. I've been running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I've been running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to.
When I'm looking for trouble, it's cause I know that I got you. Wanting more best everybody, and it's because of your kung fu. And anytime that I'm out of control, you hold me down. You never let go. Yeah. Unagiso, my baby boo. See all the battles you'll be fighting. And I'll be right.
Hey, welcome again. I hope you enjoyed the session so far. So, we stopped at value proposition, and I said you're not the only person making cars. So, why should they buy our car? People will not just buy your car because you're manufacturing your car in Oyo State. People are not buying Innocent because Innocent is a Nigerian. No, they're buying it because it serves their need, maybe cheaper than other cars. Some people want to buy brand new cars and they do not have their money to probably buy a brand new Mercedes, and Innocent's brand new car is way cheaper than getting a Mercedes, and it's rugged. Okay, so why not? A new car is a new car, isn't it? So that is a value proposition for Innocent. So why should they buy our own car? Do we have new features? Do we have better processes? Or maybe we'll say, okay, our own car. Forget the fact that our car is from Oyo State. Our car, the fuel our car uses is water. I'm telling you, it is water. If you buy our car, you don't need all these fuel queues that you're queuing at Bovers, queuing everywhere. You don't need to queue anywhere. You just open your tank in your house and you fill it up and you just be driving. See, the whole world will come and buy your car. It's a powerful value proposition. So I'm just giving you an insight into how you decide what your value proposition is. So why should they buy from you? So you outline that, okay, these are the advantages I have over other people who are players in the industry, in this field that I'm playing at. You discover that not really, it will be really difficult to say that you are doing a business that has never been done in this life. At best, you can say you are probably towing a field in that business space that has not really been given so much attention to, so you probably maybe novel in that place, or maybe it has never been done in your country. I remember the sports betting Aloore was the first person that launched that sports betting website in Nigeria. It's not as if it had never been done in the world, but it had not been done in Nigeria at the time, right? And so he started it. So you can say, okay, this is the value proposition I have over other businesses. So it's important to check that. So these things will keep you thinking. So I'm a farmer. Why should people buy my produce? Am I the only person? I'll say, okay, what do other people do? Well, they just farm and they just put it on their WhatsApp status. Okay, so for me, I will do it this way, I will do it that way, and so makes people want to patronize me because it's better, more efficient, or whatever it is. Or I'm going to be giving people buy one car, get one car free. Just value proposition, whatever it is you have that is an advantage over other businesses in your field. So we have looked at customer relationships, we've looked at customer segments, we've looked at distribution channels, we've looked at value proposition. Now we will now go to revenue streams. Now for revenue stream just simply talks about how will your company make money via your value proposition. So you just simply look at that place and you say, okay, this is how I will intend to make money. So for us at this car manufacturing company in Ibadan, how are we going to make money? We'll make money by selling cars. We'll make money by servicing cars and repairing them. We'll make money by selling car parts. Right? That's how we'll make money, isn't it? So how will you make money? How will that your business make money based on the value proposition? So when you have sorted that out, you also need to start looking at the other. Now that you have looked at your product and your customer segments, you now go on to the next part that talks about the business itself proper. And so we'll now go to key activities. So what are your key activities? Your key activities is simply talking about actions you need to take that will enable your company do the things you said it will do. You remember your value proposition. You said these are the things that gives our business an advantage over other business. So for us as a car manufacturing company in Ibadan, what are the key activities we need? What are the key activities we need to engage in to be able to give us the ability to deliver on this value? It means we need to, of course, you need to register your business, you need to get your brand details. All of those things are really minor part of the activities. The other activities needs to be what? Setting up a plant, a manufacturing plant, right? You need to start sourcing out your raw materials, right? So what do you want to make your car of? You want to make your car of, will the car be made of wood? Will the car be made of plastic? Will the car be made of steel? So where will you get those raw materials from? Sourcing raw materials. There are key activities, right? Establishing those contacts, sourcing raw materials, building the manufacturing plant, acquiring the machines that we're going to be needing, right? These are key activities, right? So all of these things are important. So you keep thinking, okay, so what are the things I need to do to get this thing done? Okay, I'm a farmer. What are the key activities? Farming, acquiring seedlings, right? But you can go a step further. That, okay, I don't just want to acquire seedlings. I want to acquire superior seedlings, right? For my destiny. Okay, I want to acquire fertilizer. I want to acquire this. I want to acquire that, and all of those things. Very, 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 very important. So how can you get these things done? What are the things you need to do to be able to achieve what you need to achieve? So these are what we call your key activities. If you're able to answer that, it gives you some more clarity. It gives you some more clarity. Then when you do key activities, you move to key resources. Your key resources are a list of essential resources you need or your company needs in order to run. So for instance, now our car manufacturing plant in Ibadan, now that we have been talking about from the beginning of this show, what are the key resources we need? We need land, right? We need large expanse of land, not one plot of land, not two plots of land, right? If you make it two plots of land, maybe you want to build a mechanic workshop, so you have to think about these things and know, okay, so this is what we need to do. So for a car manufacturing plant, you need like a large expanse of land, because the car manufacturing plant has a lot of compartments that go into it, and those compartments need to be on their own, free of dirt, enough space, assembly and all of those things. So you need hectares of land, right? So that's a key resource you need. What other resource do you need? You need workforce, skilled and unskilled. Skilled, you need engineers, you need mechanical engineers, you need mechatronic engineers, you need designers, you need interior designers, you need even industrial designers. You need a lot of people. You need electrical engineers. You need, just name them. You need people who are experienced in steel work. You need people who are and then you now need the unskilled workers, people who are able to move certain equipment from one place to the other, who are able to move certain parts of your car from one place to the other. These are your key resources. You need to outline them. You need to write them down, because they help you know what you need to do. So you see why I say it's a summary of your business plan, because for a business plan, when you're listing one, you start going into all kinds of details, specification, all of this, but in your model canvas, you just go straight, okay, I need workers, skilled and unskilled. So these are the kind of skilled workers I need. We need mechanical engineers, we need electronic engineers, we need mechatronic engineers, we need industrial designers. Do you understand? We need all of these kind of people. So you list the key resources. So aside from the workers and the land that we need for our car, what else do we need? We need patent rights, right? Because we're going to be doing we're going to be manufacturing things, and our value proposition will force us to have something that needs to be patented, something that we need to register with the intellectual property guild and register it as our own trademark. This idea or this concept is peculiar, unique to us, and so anybody who wants to borrow it or probably build on something like that needs to come and pay a form of royalty for using this part of intellectual property. It's a key resource, and you need to file that. So what other key resource do you need? You look at it. Okay, so what are the things I need? What are the things this business needs to be able to run and provide the service? You need electricity. So what's your plan for electricity? So you look at all of those things, and then from there you go to key partners. Your key partners are basically a list of important partnership your business or your company needs, or it needs to rely on in order to be successful. And now, for us as a manufacturing company, a car manufacturing company in Ibadan, who will be our key partners? So sometimes in looking at your key partners, you have to now go back and look at your customers, right? Your customer segment. So what are the people we're servicing? We're serving young people that are just starting out. We're serving people who are probably worked in the government for some time. So it means some of our key partners will be the governments, right? Maybe the government of Oyo State will reach out to the government of Oyo State and say, hey, we have checked our books, and then we've seen that Oyo State probably has, let's say Oyo State has like 100,000 civil servants, and out of that 100,000 civil servants, we noticed that about 80,000 or 70,000 do not have cars of their own, and so they have to be coming to this, and then it makes them come late, or makes them, it doesn't make them very productive. So we're going to go into partnership with you as a government. These people can get soft loans to be able to get these cars, right? That is one way you can look at it. Other thing is your key partners. You can also look at, okay, who are the people you need with regards to partnership that will give you these things. You may not be able to manufacture everything in your car, right? So you can decide, okay, I will discuss with Michelin, you'll be manufacturing tires for us, so that we don't worry ourselves about tires. So we give you our standard, our design. This is how we want it. You guys already have the experience and expertise in manufacturing tires. Why burden ourselves with creating a new tire factory? So you guys will be our partners. You supply tires for us. This is the spec we want, and so you'll be manufacturing the tires, designing it this way we want it, and you'll be producing. So Michelin now becomes what? Your partner, because you need them to supply the tires you use for your cars. So who else do we need? Oil. Do you want to manufacture your own oil, or do you feel it will be profitable to get maybe a partner to do oils for you? So you can talk to probably Mobil, or you can talk to who are the big people in the oil space. You just speak with them and say, okay, we're going to need you guys to supply us with this. So those are your key partners. The people who supply you with steel, maybe you could go into partnership with a mining company, right? You could go into partnership with a mining company. Maybe you want to do gold-plated cars. So you go into partnership probably some of these mining companies in Osun State and say, hey, you supply us gold of this weight, and this is going to be the agreement and all of that. So you know that these people are your key partners. If they don't supply you, your business may not go. And so you don't just write them, you also write the kinds of partnership you want with them. That is how you sort out your key partners. And then from there, you now go to the last one, which is your cost structure. Your cost structure basically talks about your operational cost and your capital cost. Oftentimes they are called capex and opex. Capex, CAPEX, opex, OPEX. Capex simply talks about capital expenditure. Capital expenditure are things you do not do on a recurring basis. For instance, we buy a land. You don't buy land every year. Maybe like next 5-10 years when you are expanding your business, but you buy that, you don't need to buy it again. What else do you need to buy? If you probably buy a generator, you may not be buying generator every month. So you've bought that generator, it's a capital expenditure. Your office equipment, all of those things, they're capital expenditures because you're not going to be doing them every day. However, your OPEX talks about the things you'll be doing on a recurring basis. If you're probably going to be paying rent is OPEX. You're going to be maybe buying, maybe if your office will be offering tea for staff, your tea goes into your OPEX. Your salaries goes into your OPEX. Every other thing that happens on a recurring basis, those things go into OPEX. So you put those things together, write them: salaries, tea, this, that, tissue paper, and all of those. All of those things are the things that go into OPEX. Now, when you have that CAPEX and OPEX, you are able to now have an idea of what it will cost to run that business for probably 1 year, and then extrapolate from there and able to know what it will cost you to run your business for 10 years. Now, once you have done this, you have your business model canvas, and you discover that when you're able to do this, you have way more clarity. Sometimes it's not going to be easy. I can assure you, it's not as though you are able to do it probably in one sitting. Sometimes maybe it could take you some hours, maybe some days, sometimes, because you need to just think over some of those things very well, ask questions, and be able to figure it out. Once you have that, you discover you have way more confidence, and when you speak with people, you're able to know, okay, these are the people I need for this business. I don't have money to do this, but what's the smallest step I can take in the direction of my goal? And in that, with that, you discover that you're able to do that. I hope you really enjoyed this business model canvas session from Business and Life series on Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism at the Secretariat in Agodi. A blissful
and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart, for one cause, where the time